It's time for Frankie the Goldfish.
Yep, I'm a goldfish. It's not really that exciting. I swim in this bowl all day. I can't remember what I was doing. I'm just swimming in this bowl here. What's that? Oh,
This has been Frankie the Goldfish.
It's the all-new talking Liam doll. Just take him out of the box and watch him go.
Hi, I'm Liam. Let's be friends.
He knows over 150 phrases.
What should we have for breakfast? I love puppies and kitties. I watch you when you sleep.
He can even play lots of different games.
Let's play hide and seek. When I find you, I will kill you. Can you guess what I'm thinking of? That's right. I'm thinking of stabbing your mommy.
The talking Liam doll. Fun for the entire family.
Red rum! Red rum!
Aw, isn't he cute? Buy your talking Liam doll wherever children's toys are sold.
It's time for you to die.
Hey, you're not supposed to do that. Hey, no! Yes, hello, good morning, and welcome to Chatting with Viewers for February 10th, 2023. As always, I am your host, Liam Irvin, and it is great to be here as always. Now, this has been a week, and I've been very quiet this week. But a lot is going on, and a lot is going on with school, and a lot is going on here. The big thing is that the headphones that I use broke. So... we finished the stream last week, and when I finished the stream, I took off my headphones. I set them down. I came back, I picked them up, and the hinge snapped. So I had to buy a brand new pair of headphones, and let me tell you, they were not cheap. They're good headphones. They are the Audio-Technica ATH M50X, and I like them. They are good. But they were not cheap. And it sucks. But you do what you have to do. So, that is why there was no streams over the weekend. There was no streams at all this week. I was trying to replace headphones. And I live in a place where it is hard to get things. Sometimes Amazon can deliver fast. Most of the time, Amazon delivers slow. So it took a few days to get headphones. And so, yeah, here I am. But I'm really glad to be here. It is awesome. A lot of really cool stuff coming up. I have to stop umming, and we'll talk about that later when Eli shows up. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Poor Eli. Eli is a classmate of mine who, like me, has a thing for crutch words. And I have taken his love of crutch words to the unfortunate ultimate conclusion. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I'd like to hear from you guys. How are you doing? What's going on in your world? How have things been? What's new? What's old? I know there's been a lot going on. Twitter's been a big thing right now. A lot of people very upset about the slow demise of Twitter, especially where it pertains to the API. I've talked about it on here before. It's not something that really affects me directly because I have not used the Twitter API for 5 years. I have been using the website exclusively, so it has not affected me the same way that it is affecting others. But how are you feeling? How are you dealing with it? Do you care? Do you care a lot? You know? So we have that. Also, remember that the mini marathon's coming up for BK3 And I got some prizes. I am excited. I got a couple copies of Upheaval. Big thanks to my buddy whose name slips me. That's really embarrassing. Big thanks to Alex. I always want to say Josh, but big thanks to Alex for getting me some keys to his game Upheaval, which is really cool, by the way. It's a neat little sort of retro RPG command line based game. It's text based, but he's created a accessible console version. So it's very kind of cool. Has that old sort of classic retro feel to it, which I think is really cool. And I haven't been getting messages. There we go. Brandon says Twitter situation doesn't bother me. Tim says got an Apple Watch to monitor my cardio health, liking it so far. Do you know if the new Harry Potter game is accessible? I would assume it is not, Tim, which is really unfortunate. Brandon says I just had to buy replacement ear pads for mine. Yeah. I was going to buy replacements for my TH40s, and then they broke. And I really like them. They're good headphones. But these are an upgrade, and I like them. Brian Baldwin says, not the headphones. Yeah, man. Brian knows, man. He knows because he was in class, and I was like, man, my stuff's all broken. Bryant says, I have a question for you. How hard was it to get funding for your ATI program? I'm having a hard time convincing my state to pay for funding. They won't fund it unless I can prove it's needed. Ooh. Okay, so I am not an expert when it comes to this at all. So I don't have a lot of really good advice. Every state's a little bit different. If you have a case open with VR, and I feel like maybe Baldwin, if he's still tuned in, can wax a little more poetic about this, but I feel like that should be a shoo-in. So if you have an open VR case and you go, hey, listen, here are my goals. I want to be an AT trainer. That is what I want to do. And in order to get that goal met, this is what I need. I feel like that's a shoo-in. I don't think that should be a hard thing to justify. Now, the problem is that every VR is different. And honestly, every VR counselor is different. I have talked to people in Missouri that have had wonderful times. I've talked to people in Missouri that have had horrible times. I lived in Chicago. I had horrible times. I know other people in other parts of Illinois. Whatever they need, they can get. So, Austin says the iOS and Android native Twitter apps aren't so bad. However, I do understand the main problem is the fact that there's not much choice in how we can access the site, which I can sympathize with. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I wasn't horribly surprised because in 2018, when it was originally crippled, I bailed on third-party clients. And I said, you know what? I'm going to learn Twitter via the web. And so I'm glad that I did. The problem is that a lot of other people didn't do that. And you know what? I understand that. I am not judging anyone at all because I understand that it sucks. It is not the quickest, most convenient way. And if you're used to using, a blind-centric Twitter client, yeah, you like what you like. It's fast. It's easy. It's quick. You can do it anywhere. But I kind of had to say, listen, I don't want to get seduced by the ease of use and then have it pulled out later. So I just learned to use the website. Plus, I wanted my tweets now. I wanted my direct messages now. I didn't want to wait for them. That would be like sending a text message and then having to wait 3 minutes to get your reply back or for the other person to see it. That just doesn't. Brian Baldwin says, have them email. Hey, was it Bryant? Let's see, who sent that? Bryant. Hey, Bryant, send me a message off stream. You should have an email or something for me. Get in contact with me. I will get you in contact with people who maybe can help. But part of it is you just need to make sure that you have an open case and you have a goal. And so normally when you have a VR counselor and you have a case open, they set a goal for your employment. But yeah, let's get in contact with me and we'll talk about it. That's the problem. I have an open VR case and I've talked to them about my goals, but their thinking seems to be find and apply for jobs. And if you're denied, then we'll see if we can fund it. Yeah, no, that's not the way it works. I mean, that sounds very lazy. The idea is supposed to be, here are my career goals. Your job as VR is to help me attain those career goals. It's not, hey, go apply for things and then we'll see. No, it's you make a goal. I mean, your goal is ultimately to be employed, but the idea is that you set a career path. So, I mean, yeah, best thing is contact different AT people that will say it's required and write a good justification letter. Dude, and I will tell you, I hate them. I was very lucky. I thank my lucky stars. There is not a day goes by that I don't wake up and go, thank you, lucky stars. Thank you. Because when I came to this state, I was very fortunate that I landed a counselor who was like, hey, what do you do? And I was like, well, I write software. I have a lot of computer experience, but I don't know what to do with it. I was thinking about doing customer service. And she was like, no, you should teach. And I was like, teach? And she's like, absolutely. You should be an ATI. And I was like, I thought I had to get like 8 gazillion years of college. And she was like, no, you do not. And it moved very quickly. It moved almost too quickly. And it was amazing. And I always feel really bad because it's like I wish that could be the experience for everyone. And it's not always that way. So you better believe that I am taking full advantage of that and that I am not resting on my laurel and Hardee's because, like, oh man, I feel so bad for all the people that don't have that luck and the luxury of just getting it done. I've got a friend right now that has to write a justification letter about something, and it's horrible, but sometimes that's part and parcel of doing business. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, to be honest with you, I feel a little guilty because it shouldn't have been that easy. And I just happened to meet the right person that was like, Liam, you need to teach. And the crazy thing is, I think they're right. I have been teaching, and I think if you go back to some of the previous chatting with viewers, I had a lot of nerves and I was very nervous. I was very unsure. And I think I mentioned that the first week I taught, I almost quit. I was like, no, I can't do this. I am way out of my element. And I talked to a few people and got some advice, and we chatted about what I might be doing wrong and what I could improve. And I got to tell you, like, the last few weeks have been wonderful. And you're not always going to have wonderful days as a teacher, as Brian can eloquently describe it. But I really enjoy it. And I'm almost sorry that I didn't do this 10 years ago. I'm older now. I'm almost 40. I'm actually a lot older than people realize. So I'm going to be 38 in a few months. And I really wish I had done this 10 years ago, but I don't know if I would have had the maturity that I have now 10 years ago. So I think things happen for a reason, but I'm so happy that I'm doing this and I really hope that it will turn into something. And I said yesterday to somebody, I said, this is the first time I think in years that I can say, I think everything's going to be okay. I think it's going to work out. I think I will find a job. I think whoever hires me will find that I'm an asset to the company. And I think I'm going to do really good things. And I usually don't feel that way. I'm usually very, very unsure. I have low self-esteem, which is surprising, I think, to a lot of people, because whether I like it or not, I am well known. And so a lot of people, I have people that will say to me, man, I wish I was famous like you are. And I'm like, I'm not famous. I just do things. I'm just very blessed that people like the things that I do. So no, I don't have good self-esteem. I never have. And so this is the first time in a long time that I've actually felt very confident about something and very sure about it, which is such a good feeling. Hey, Philip, how's it going? Brian says a lot of the time it's just a requirement, but if your RC is good, they won't require much, but it's always best to over prepare. Yeah. And I just lucked out. I mean, it was just wonderful. And Brian knows, and we're not going to get into the specifics, but we know people that had to fight really hard to get into the program. And it's amazing. I don't know. When I started this, I was like, I cannot take this for granted. I have been given a gift. People don't usually get this, and I need to take advantage of it and actually work hard. And I think that's one thing that I've learned as an adult is that as a kid, you just kind of expect that things are going to be given to you. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot of adults that think that things are going to be given to them too. But man, this was a gift, and it's a gift that I am going to use and take advantage of and put in the work and work hard and see what happens. We're going to roll the dice and see what happens here. Yeah, Lexi says, I know a way to get rid of crutch words. Just pick a topic you love to talk about and then set a timer for 60 seconds and talk about it. If you use a crutch word, stop the timer and start over. Brian says, I hate everything you do. You didn't hate the thing that we're going to play later in the stream, Brian. You texted me and thought it was great. Eli's got a client right now. I'm waiting. Eli's going to pop in later in chat, and I've got something to play for you guys. Poor Eli. He is my friend. I do. I consider Eli a friend, which is why I've been ripping on him, because he's a great dude and he can take it. And so I think, was it last week that I waxed poetic about Winget? I think, and I was starting to talk about Teams as well, but man, Teams is amazing. And I am so glad that we're using Teams. It is so great for productivity, and so is Winget. And I really should do a demo of Winget at some point, because I think it's a life changer. I'm trying to make a PHP website. Do you know if any resources I can learn? WordPress is just to load it from my name, and it's not very secure. What? WordPress is to load it from my name. I'm not really sure what you're asking, Khalil, but the VR in my state is general VR, meaning they don't always work with blind people or know what they need. They won't fund something unless the job description says it's needed, which I think is stupid. Brian, can I ask, are you in North Carolina? Feel free to tell me to shut up, but I'm just curious, because I know, again, every state's different. I had a real talk for a minute. I had a call with one of the training centers years ago. I'm not going to say which one. I don't think it matters at this point. It was so long ago. And I called them and was like, hey, I'm very interested in coming and getting training. That has changed quite a lot. My views on it has changed, and we're not getting into that because, I don't want to go there. But I had called them at the time. I was like, I'm really interested in, joining and going through class. And they were like, "Oh, well, what state do you live in?" And I'm like, "Illinois." And they were like, "Listen, can we just be honest with you?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Step 1, you need to move. Step 2, call us back." And so every state, every agency is different. Man, Missouri, I really like them. I cannot say enough good things about this state. I realize that it's kind of a wacky, loopy state, and some of the politics are definitely out there. I mean, we've got Josh Hawley. Need I say more? But in terms of what you can get resource-wise, I really appreciate it. It's been refreshing. I actually did the upgrade from Win 10 to 11 and nothing went wrong. I haven't trusted Microsoft upgrades for a very long time. I need to do the upgrade to 11. I need to get TPM turned on. And I have not had a chance to do it. I've been really busy, and I also don't want to mess with my studio machine. But I do need to put 11 on here. It needs to happen. But it's not as much of a life changer as today's sponsor, Circle. We don't have sponsors, man. We need sponsors. I have to work on this. I don't know who's going to sponsor my live streams. Who's going to sponsor a blind-centric? Maybe I can get like the Light Bright company, or who's the guys that make the Master View? Can we get them to sponsor my streams? How about, let's see. What would be another really good sponsor for my streams? So we've got Light Bright, the Master View. How about Kodak? That would be a perfect sponsor. Oh, you're in Idaho. Oh, yeah. I've heard. Yeah, I've heard things. Yeah. James says, "Hi, just tuning in, so nothing to contribute at the moment." Oh, okay. So WordPress is too bloated for your needs. I don't know about that. I think WordPress works well. Everyone's got different views on it. I think it has improved a bit. I don't think it's bloated. I think it's maybe a little more complex. You could maybe look at something like, well, if you want PHP, I was going to say like Nicola or whatever that thing is. I don't think that really does PHP. It's a static generator. I think you can embed PHP into it. I have not figured that out, which would be really nice to figure out, actually. If anyone knows, tell me, because I would like to include some scripts, and I would like to spit out a PHP site in Nicola, or is it Nikola? Because I think it's like named for Tesla. But man, I don't know. I started using Winget and I love it, says Michael. I'm telling you, man, listen, I love it for grabbing things I need. It's as simple as winget install freedomscientific.jaws for Windows. Yes, you can install JAWS with one command. That's it. Don't want JAWS? That's okay. Winget install nvaccess.nvda. Boom, you're done. Oh, you need Chrome? Winget install google.chrome. Oh, you don't want Chrome, but you want Brave? That's okay. Winget install brave.brave. Hey, you want the WhatsApp client? That's cool. Winget install whatsapp.whatsapp.beta. Oh, you need Reaper? Winget install kakos.reaper. I mean, I don't know. I mean, any PlayStation 5 shooter games accessible to blind people other than Last of Us? Not that I know of. I think that's really it. I've kind of gotten out of the whole mainstream gaming thing. It's just not my scene. Yeah, we should talk about this. Hi, trying to join Irvin Army. Haven't heard anything back. So, here's what's going on with me and Mistworld. I am still playing Mistworld. I am not running the gang anymore. And there's a few reasons for that. The big reason is that a lot of people bailed at once, which I expected, which was fine. The second thing is that the people that have been on have not been super active, and that's okay. The third thing is that I have some friends that are super active, and they're like, hey, come play with us. And I realized that I would much rather come play and not manage anything and just maybe mess around than actually manage a whole gang. So the gang is still there. Someone is running the gang. I don't know what the gang is doing, but the gang is still there. I think that the gang that I'm in is going to ally with that gang. I don't know what's going on, but if you want to join Irvin Army, go ahead. I am not in Irvin Army, but I fully endorse Irvin Army. Are you getting a certification through WSB? That's what I was looking at. Yes, absolutely I am. Both me and Brian are. If you're presenting on WinGet today, record that. I have my employee review before class, so I might be late. I don't know if I'm going to present today. I would like to take a week because I want to sit down and go over some things. But, I mean, that's WinGet, man, in a nutshell. Like, that's WinGet. It is just a command-based package manager. It's like chocolatey. But, oh yeah, there's another cool thing about WinGet I should tell you. WinGet Upgrade. Lists all the packages that can be upgraded. WinGet Upgrade All just upgrades everything for you. Literally, one command and upgrades all your installed software that it knows about. Just think about that for a minute. Also, I started playing Eurofly, and I'm stuck on task 5 because I can't find the place that I'm supposed to go. Also, do you have a link for the mod? I can't find it anywhere. No, I don't. I do not. I'm waiting for, there's been talk of Eurofly 3, and I'd like to look at it when it comes out. I am kind of at the point where, like, to me, Eurofly is meh in comparison to, like, Prepare 3D or Microsoft Flight Sim or pretty much anything. So, yeah, Brian says that's awesome. Dude, seriously, there is nothing better than using one line of code and just letting everything update. And honestly, most everything that you could ever want is on WinGet, which is amazing. There's a few things that I don't think are up there. Microsoft Office 365, though it is there, I think it's the enterprise version, because really, I think it's more designed for developers. But Chrome's up there, Brave's up there, Firefox is up there, Thunderbird's up there. Hell, freaking NVDA and JAWS are up there. So if you've got a new student and you need to put a screen reader on their computer, open command prompt and go in and just install it. It's great. If you've got a student, and it's funny because when I started looking at WinGet, I was thinking in terms of a teacher. I was like, okay, if I'm teaching a student, this is going to be a really great tool, not to teach them to use it, but if I have a student that doesn't really have a lot of knowledge, but they're like, I really don't like Edge because Microsoft Edge kind of sucks. I could be like, that's okay. Let's install Chrome and type in one command and install Chrome. Instead of, okay, let's go browse the internet and find Chrome and install Chrome and run the installer. And it's like, no, one command just does it. It's best thing ever. Hey, Epic Nation 869, how are you doing? I love when people, by the way, have numbers in their usernames. I think that's like the greatest thing ever. Like, yeah, hey, a message from Doomy22. Yeah, it's like, I love the numbers. Yeah, WinGet is absolutely for Windows 10, Philip. I just ran it 20 minutes ago, and I am on Windows 10. So I can confirm that, yes, it is on Windows 10. I've run it on 2 machines that run Windows 10. One of them does not have any special software on it, so I believe as of a somewhat recent update, WinGet is just included. How do we get this WinGet? Open a command prompt. So go to the run dialog box. In fact, you know what? Let's do something. I'm not going to show it on screen, but I am going to show you guys just with speech. So You go to the Run dialog box.
Run dialog.
This is the quick way. Some people may prefer to do it more not quick because you may want to elevate for admin permissions. But you go to the Run dialog box, you
Selection
type
removed.
CMD for command.
Text of C. Windows System 32 CMD.x terminal C. User
Here I am in the terminal, and I can just type winget.
Windows Package Manager v1.4.10173. Copyright C. Microsoft Corporation. All rights reserved. The widget command line utility enables installing applications and other packages from the command line. Usage. Widget less command greater right bracket less options greater right bracket. The following commands are available. Installs the given package. Shows information about the package. Source manage sources of packages. Search find and show basic info of packages. List display installed packages. Upgrade shows and performs available upgrades.
So we have all these different commands. My favorite one is the easy one, which is winget search. And then let's say we're looking for JAWS.
2.0 MB slash 5.76 MB, 3.0 MB slash 5.76 MB, 4.0 MB slash 5.76 MB, 5.76, 6%, 11%, 16. Bottom, C, user blank.
I'm going to go and read from the bottom because it was pulling some data down. So it goes and updates its repository list, and I see that, let's go up to the top
Name C,
here.
blank.
Here we go.
C,
All right.
name is version source.
So we have a readout, which is 4 columns. It is name, ID,
Name is id.
which is id,
version,
source, and source. So our only thing here is
Freedom Scientific JAWS 2023 Freedom Scientific JAWS for Windows 2023.2212.23.40 widget.
Now there's a lot in that line, so let's break it down.
Scientific, freedom.
So our first thing is Freedom Scientific JAWS 2023. So that's the name of our package.
Freedom Scientific JAWS for Windows.
The ID of the package is Freedom Scientific.JAWS for Windows. Kind of a long package, but that is the package name. They use a company app model. If you're familiar with like the Apple development system, they use a reverse domain. So like, let's say Superlium was in the App Store, it'd be net.l-works .superlium or something like that. But we're doing Freedom Scientific.JAWS for Windows.
2023.2212.23.40.
That's our latest version that winget knows about, which hopefully is the latest version that is available for JAWS. Your hope is that with a package manager, the apps are kept up to date, and usually they are. Sometimes they're not, but it all depends.
Widget.
And then it says winget. So that is the source that it is getting its package from. So that package was published to winget. So I could search for something else like winget search VLC.
Name is version match source. VLC XPDM1ZW 6815 MQM unknown store. VLC 9 NDLGGH4 VVNH unknown store. VLC media player video land.VLC 3.0.18 monitor. VLC widget. VLC media player nightly video land.VLC.nightly 4.
All right. So
bottom,
you'll see that I'm hearing a few things here. So let's start with
name is version.
I don't know what this one is.
VLC XPDM1ZW 6815.
Don't care. I don't know what this one is.
VLC 9 NDLGGH4 VVNH unknown.
Don't care. But this is the first one I care about.
VLC media player video land.VLC 3.0.18 monitor. Media.
So
player. Video
I know
land.VLC.
that it's
Player media. VLC
media player. Then I know that the ID is
videoland.vlc.
Videoland.vlc.
IDEOLAN.VLC.
All right, I know it's that one.
3.0.18.
Then I know that the version number is 3.0.18. Moniker. They always have a version and a code name.
VLC.
And
widget. VLC.
Oh, moniker VLC.
Widget.
And then winget is where this is being pulled from. So if I wanted to install VLC, which I already have, I could just type winget install
VLMod 3.0.1 video layer. Videoland.vlc.
Videoland.vlc. Hit enter and let winget do its magic. I don't have to go find a download. I don't have to worry about it. Now we also have
VLC media player nightly videoland.vlc.
VLC media player nightly. So if you want to be on the bleeding edge
nightly
and you want to run the nightly build,
videoland.vlc.nightly.
It's videoland.vlc.nightly. So we have our company, or I believe it would be like user repository branch would be the nomenclature. I don't exactly know the correct, but you can do if something has a nightly build or a dev build. So let's say you want Google Chrome dev. It could be google.chrome.dev. Again, don't quote me on that because it could be slightly different. But essentially, if there's a sub package, the one example I gave earlier, whatsapp.whatsapp.beta, you want the beta of WhatsApp? Winget space install space whatsapp.whatsapp.beta, and it will install the beta. You want Unigram? winget install unigram.unigram. And if you're ever not sure, you can winget search and look for the package that you want to find. So I'll use Unigram as an example because I just mentioned that one. So I'm like, I want Unigram, but I'm not sure what the actual package name is.
Name is version source. A Nicrom Telegram for Windows 9 and 97 ZCKPD62 unknown bottom. See user blank. A Nicrom name is version source. A Nicrom blank. A Nicrom Telegram for Telegram for Windows 9 and 9 unknown. Store blank.
Really? They don't have.
See use blank. A Nicrom name is version source. See user.
Huh, that's weird because I installed Unigram from here.
Name is a Nicrom Telegram for Windows 9 and 9 unknown. Store.
Huh, interesting. So Unigram might be a bad example, although I could have sworn I updated it from here. But I'll use WhatsApp because WhatsApp's a good one. Winget search WhatsApp.
Name is version match source bottom blank. WhatsApp 31 30 my WhatsApp data WhatsApp data 2.2307.1 widget.
Yeah.
WhatsApp tray d4 kun WhatsApp tray 1. WhatsApp 31 WhatsApp data 9 and BDXK71 and WhatsApp 2.2305.
But there's WhatsApp. So some of these
WhatsApp data 9 and BDXK71 and K08 unknown store.
It says M Store. I think that's the Microsoft Store. I don't know if there's a way to exclude those results or if it's just showing them because I've installed some things from the store. But I always look for the winget ones. Those are always the ones that I look for. But essentially, yeah, that's in a nutshell, without going too far down the rabbit hole, that's winget. Just out of curiosity, I'm looking to open up my own drop shipping store. What sort of e-commerce platform would you recommend that's accessible? By drop shipping store, are you actually doing the physical drop shipping, or are you going to use a drop shipper that will do the drop shipping for you? And what are you selling? No, I don't think there is any football game like FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer that has some menu narrator. Nope. I think FIFA is it. I don't think Pro Evolution does. And I don't think whatever the other one is, that might be the only other one. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Brandon. You can elevate with Control-Shift-Enter from the run dialog. So if you want to elevate, oh, that's cool. So if I do CMD... Yeah. Oh, boom. That's gorgeous. So, yeah, you don't have to even worry about choosing to elevate by going to the little side menu with Windows X. You could just, that's cool. Thank you, Brandon. I didn't know that tip. I see no reason to upgrade to Windows 11. I see no reason not to, James. I don't see, there's been nothing in 11 that bothers me. I'm running 11 on my laptop, and I actually kind of like it better. I don't see anything that keeps me from upgrading other than the TPM thing, which is, I mean, it's not my fault. I built the machine, and by default, TPM is turned off on motherboards, so I didn't know, and when I built the machine, it was like 3 months before they announced it, so whoops. I set up a new... Interesting. You do have to install something to get winget. I set up a new laptop yesterday on Windows 11 and had to install app installer first. I don't know, man, because I literally took my new laptop and I just had winget. I didn't install anything. Was it maybe because I had Office or something? I think we should figure out. Let's try to figure out what winget comes with, because I thought it came out of the box. Is it maybe a tool that is on the laptop? See, Cassandra's laptop has winget, and there's nothing special installed on that. So, like, I literally just popped it open the other day, and winget did check for upgrades. So I'm curious about what the qualifier is. Let's see. I'm using a supplier. In fact, I have one lined up. So Shopify is cool. Just understand that they're going to have, I think it's $25 a month. So as long as you can get those sales back and you have a drop shipper, you're probably good. But I think Shopify does cost a little bit. That's why I never used it, because it was always had that like monthly cost associated with it. Really, the best thing you can do if you have the resources and the know-how is to roll your own solution using like WordPress and WooCommerce or something. And maybe your dropshipper has a plugin that would work with WooCommerce. But I would definitely, Shopify is popular. Thought, while that does sound nice, thought I had to install something. It can probably automatically install Microsoft Store packages too. I don't see why it couldn't. I just haven't figured that part out yet. Huh. My Windows 10 desktop has it, and I don't recall going out to install it. I just ran terminal on my brand new laptop yesterday, and it wasn't included, so I had to Google how to install it. What's the way to open WinGet? So, Brian, just go to a terminal, run, type CMD, go to terminal, type WinGet, WINGET. Yeah, I wonder what, some people saying, WinGet works for them. Weird. I mean, I wonder if it comes with, would it come with Office? I don't know. And I don't mind the $39 a month for price tag. Yeah, I mean, if you can make that back, I don't see a problem with it. I wouldn't do it because I would never be selling enough things to justify a $40 price tag. But everyone is different. And so if you can move enough product where you're making that money, I'd go for it. It's a turnkey solution. I mean, you literally have to pretty much do nothing. So, yeah, okay. So Brian T got it to work. Bryant or Brian T? I don't know. Weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder what the variable is. That's so weird. But yes, I am a big WinGet fan. I think it is awesome. If the machine has it, use it. If your machine doesn't have it, I don't know why it wouldn't. But everyone's different, I guess. That's pretty special. So I've got some cool stuff coming up in a few months that I can't. I mean, I don't think it's that I can't talk about it yet. I just don't have enough information to give you. I will be running a webinar in May, and I'm so excited about that, by the way. Super, super exciting. Cannot wait to run that. It's probably the biggest webinar I've ran in my life. It's a pretty big deal. I'm very nervous, but also super excited, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. We just don't have the information on it yet, so can't really share that. Someone had asked earlier about the BK3 mini marathon. I am looking for the middle of March. I haven't settled on a date yet. I am going back to Chicago at the end of March. And so I'm kind of looking at the 4th or the 11th. There's the 18th, the 25th. I don't know. It's hard to say. I thought maybe about doing the end of March. So maybe doing the 25th and doing that like the couple days before I go back to Chicago. But I don't know. I have to kind of look at everything, see what's going on. But that's what I'm thinking. Uh, it's on my work computer, which is weird because even though I'm AT, we still have to contact IT to even upgrade JAWS. I suspect that if you tried to run it, you would probably get like a domain permission error. That's crazy, though. That's so funny that you can't update software, even though it's AT software, because. Oh, man. Oh, it's Bryant, as in like Kobe Bryant. Okay. What is BK3? It's a side scroller. I streamed it back in 2017, and I thought, we'd play it again. And we would sit down and see how far I could get. I'm also going to have some prizes. I've got some goodies. I got a couple copies of Kilta. I've got a couple codes for War Sim left, and I've got some codes for Upheaval, which has an accessible console version. So I'll have some goodies to give away, and maybe we'll find one or two more surprises along the way. Maybe we'll give away a couple Mistworld Diamond cards. We could probably do that. So, yeah, we're going to have a little mini marathon in March. It's going to be some BK3. I was originally going to do an estimation contest, but I think I'm just going to do a flat, what I did last time where you could enter to win something, and we'll give away some prizes. Yeah, I did. I had a death counter. I'll bring the death counter back. The death counter was great. Upheaval is a retro-style RPG game. It's text-based and has a lot of cool stuff in it, and Alex really has been doing a lot of cool work on it, so I am excited about that. He's a cool dude and has been super interested in trying to make his game accessible. So it's been fun to work with him and reach out with him and talk and work and talk. So one of the things that I got, which it's not like it's worth trying to show it on camera or anything, but I did get a plush version of the host of Job from Party Pack 8. Its name is M. Bubs. It is a water cooler with glasses and a bow tie, and it's a nice, cute little squishy plush. And for those that don't know, I am an Easter egg in Job, which is like the coolest thing ever. I could never ask for anything else in my life, so I made it into a mainstream game as an Easter egg. It is like the coolest thing ever. That's all I wanted in life, just to be some obscure Easter egg. So I made it. I have conquered. It is like the coolest thing ever. So they made plush versions of the host, and I had to get one because it's my game. Have you seen the Mistworld topic where people are saying how hard it is to upgrade equipment because of the decreased success rate as levels go up and how much it costs? Yeah, I mean, everything's a trade-off. My thing is this. It's a free-to-play MMORPG. And so something that I don't think the blind community is as familiar with is the concept of free-to-play games. And the idea is that you can play the game for free, and you can do fine, and you can do okay, and you will, but it's going to be slow. It's going to be a little frustrating. It might be a little hard too. Or you can start sinking money into it and trying to upgrade all of your stuff to make it the best it can be. Now, it is kind of like gambling, but it's not straight up gambling. There's no loot boxes. This isn't like Destiny 2. But I think people are having a really hard time with the concept because it's not something that we as a community are used to. But I'm telling you, just as somebody that really studies, what's going on in gaming, this is a very common practice, especially in free-to-play games. So you could do something like World of Warcraft. And what World of Warcraft does is they say, listen, if you want to play, you can play free up to level 20. But once you hit level 20, yeah, you're stuck until you pay. And I really feel like that would upset a lot more people. you can be successful in Mistworld and not spend anything. It's slow, it's grindy, your equipment won't ever be quite as strong, but you can still do it. It is still something that you are able to do. So I've seen a lot of people throw around pay to win, and I don't agree with that. I don't think Mistworld is pay to win. I think it is pay to perk, which is very different than pay to win. But I understand where... Oh, okay, hold on really quick. So there's an app that I sometimes see as an update in the Microsoft Store called App Installer. I'm assuming that if you don't have that installed, WinGet doesn't work. And I think that's what Nolan is saying as well, that seems to be predicated on that. But it's weird because I've never seen it. Yeah, exactly. Tyson's saying it's huge in the site. That's what I'm saying. That is a very common thing. Hey, McKenna, how's it going? Am I going to get God of Gore? God of Gore. I want to play God of Gore. That sounds like the best game ever. God of War. No, I have no interest in playing it. It's $70. It's not completely accessible. There's still things that require OCR. To me, that's not fun. That's frustrating. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, Brian, have a good one. Yeah, like I play mostly sided games, and the mini transactions are absolutely crazy sometimes. Yes, they are. And so this game is no different. I feel like most of the things in this game are balanced pretty well. And honestly, I feel like the success rates and stuff are balanced. I think the issue that people take issue with is on higher level equipment. So let me just kind of explain for those that don't know. So in Mistworld, you can enhance a piece of equipment. And the more that you enhance that piece of equipment, the stronger it gets. And you use equipment crystals to do this. Now, the more that you enhance a piece of equipment, the more likely that equipment is to not enhance correctly. So the lower the probability gets that it's going to work. It starts at 100, goes to like, I think, was it 90, 75, 60, 45. And eventually you have like a 5% chance of success. Now, it would be one thing if your equipment was just like, oh, sorry, couldn't enhance, that's okay. But what actually happens is your equipment lowers in level. So let's say that you have a level 4 bracer and you go to enhance it and, oh, you didn't hit the probability. The RNG got you. Well, now it's a level 3, but the game lets you use runes to save that from happening. And that's fine. But these are runes that cost diamonds, which are the game's in-game currency used for transactional things like microtransactions. So the game has a few different types of currencies. There's the Arnebia, which is like the in-game, like, hey, buy a potion, spend Arnebia. There's gold, which is used for player-to-player transactions. And then there's diamonds, which are like the game's special currency that sometimes require real money to get. And I think actually in most cases they do. I don't really think you can earn diamonds without spending money initially to start earning them, because someone's going to be like, what about value products? Yeah, you still need real money to get the value card. So, yeah, so the issue that people are having is, hey, we have these runes that will protect the equipment from degrading in quality, but they cost money. Hey, we have these boost runes that will boost the probability by 5%, but they cost money and they only boost by 5%. So if I have a 10% chance of upgrading my equipment, I've only boosted that probability to 15%. So I think that's where people are getting upset, but I think people are getting too hung up on having these like godly equipment sets. Now, I don't know because I'm a level 43. So I don't know if you get to a point where you have to absolutely have a like elevated set in order to progress. I really feel like the game wants you to group, and that's another thing that I think people have a hard time with MMORPGs, is that it is very hard to play a game solo and be successful. And I think we're used to playing with ourselves. I don't mean that the way it sounds, but I think we're used to playing by ourselves. We're not used to always playing in groups. And so I think people are like, well, I can't solo this thing. This really sucks. But if I have godly equipment, I can solo everything. And a lot of RPGs really want you to work together. James says that Elwerx is not showing up in Crazy Party server list. So Brandon says it feels rigged. I don't feel like it's rigged. I mean, there's no way to prove that it is or it isn't. I think it's chance, and I think the chance sucks though. But the fact is that with any sort of gambling, listen, the house always wins, and so the chance is designed to be low. I don't think it's rigged. I don't think the game goes out of its way to be like, oh, you want to upgrade this? Okay, I'm purposely going to roll a 2. I do feel that you have to be lucky to get what you need. I don't mind putting money down for like a VIP card and stuff. I don't necessarily mind supporting the game. I'm also not really panicky about getting level 10 equipment. Honestly, all my stuff is level 5. I'm fine with that. It might hurt me in the long run, but I like to do things in groups. I like to do things with others. So really, at the end of the day, I'm not overly panicky about that. 1% plus 5%, that's rigged. Yeah, I mean, it's still only 6%. I mean, it's still, I don't feel like it, I still feel like it sucks. How is that? I mean, I don't feel like that's much different than 15 and 5. Like, it's still really low. Rigged, I think, would be if they were like, we're always going to roll a number that never lets you succeed. That would be rigged. I think that it's just it's such a low probability. 1 in 100 is insane. So yeah, they are pushing you to get runes, which kind of sucks, but I don't think this is anything that other games don't do. Yeah. The problem that some people are having as well is that bosses only spawn every half hour or hour, and some people just camp outside the area and kill them repeatedly, so no one else can. Well, I mean, that's that is definitely. I mean, that would be a design factor, and that would be nice to see them fix it. Though I don't know if that would. Also, a lot of games will say 10% odds to get something plus 10% for whatever special reason. And in the end, it's not 20%. It's 10% plus 10% of 10%, meaning 11% overall odds. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know, again, because I don't really... In this game, I don't go crazy with equipment. So I'm fine with level 5. I have a weapon that's level 6. And that's it. I'm not going to try to get like crazy equipment. But I have heard that. That's something that I have definitely heard multiple times. So that's not... All right, sorry. I was just checking my mail really quick. So I get class emails and everything. And so there was just a couple things popped up I just wanted to see. Sorry about that. I enjoy the game for the interactive aspects. I enjoy being able to team up with friends and do stuff. It's kind of cool. It's just nice to be like, hey, let's go kill something and kind of work together. And it just feels good. Feels good. I'm not worried about the whole minutia of like, man, I've got to have like epic equipment and stuff. But I understand why people don't really like it. But I'm just here to say that's how games work. It's not anything different. The reason it's different to us is because we're not used to it, because we don't play stuff like that. And so we're not exposed to that. If we were playing a lot more sighted games, that is something that we would be really familiar with. And it's a very common free-to-play trope. You know, games do that. That's not anything too staggering. Hey, it's Eli. Yeah, boss areas needs to be instanced. Yes, I've been saying this for a while. I think they do need to be instanced. And I love instanced areas anyways. I love when games use instances. I think they're really cool because it allows everyone to play. Eli is here, and we got to talk about Eli because Eli did a thing, and it was a really good thing. But Eli likes his crutch words, and so I like my crutch words too, clearly. But he loves his crutch words. Do you enjoy Canvas? I'm pretty sure that's still what you use to turn in assignments. If not, let me know. I like it better than Blackboard, at least as a student. I like Canvas. Yeah, that's what we're using, and I really like it. It's I really like it. There's some stuff that I don't think we're using, and there's some other stuff that's kind of weird, but like overall, I really like Canvas as far as its ability to let you do assignments. I love its quiz system. I obviously can't speak for the teacher side of things, but I will say that I think as a student, I'm having a good time also. There's a student app, by the way, and I'm trying to remember who told me this. Oh, what's his face? Another Brandon I know. Not Cross, but another Brandon was like, hey, do you know that Canvas has an app? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So you can actually do all your Canvas stuff right on your iPhone, which is really cool. Interesting. Greetings. Want to correct something from a couple Fridays ago that you can officially verify yourself on Mastodon. Yeah, I've heard that it is possible to verify yourself. I still think I've kind of read about it. I still think it's a little dubious. Everyone's been trying to get me to go to Mastodon. I'm not doing another social media thing. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm good. I don't like Mastodon. I don't care for it. And I'm not going to use a blindy client. I'm not doing that. It is just not acceptable to me. If it works for you, I'm happy because I want you to enjoy your social media experience. But I have a problem using a blindy client. I want to use something. I want to use what everyone uses. I think that's my thing. Like, I want to use the thing that we all use. And so if there are issues with like a website, I think instead of making a blindy client, those issues should be addressed. But that's just me. Everyone's different. But that's just how I feel about it. Yeah, Mastodon just seems complicated to set up. There's so many clients and servers. Well, I don't know about clients. I know there's a lot of servers. And I guess you just pick the one that works for you. I just don't care for it. I just no. Oh, also, I'm not sure if you saw my answer to your question last week, but when I went through the in-person program in 2020, the word client was the one that we used almost exclusively. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think they're trying to get away from the word client. Brian just went away, so we can't. He's talked about it, that they tend to shy away from clients or students, definitely students, but you should be fine with the main Mastodon site. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know, man. Listen, I put a lot of time into Twitter. I don't feel like building another social media thing. I just don't care for Mastodon. If you like it, that's awesome. I'm glad that people have found something, but unfortunately, I don't see Mastodon catching on in the same way that Twitter has. I think the decentralization is a problem. I think it's good in a way, actually. I think having a decentralized system is awesome, but I see it ultimately becoming a problem, especially if you want to follow brands. And I use Twitter to follow brands. I follow my news sites. I follow particular things. So if I want to find Chicago Blackhawks, like, are they going to be Chicago Blackhawks at blackhawks.com? You know, because of the decentralized nature, finding the content I want is harder now. And I'm impatient. I don't like it. I just want to search, find what I'm looking for, and be done. So, but again, I'm not here to tell you that it's bad, because I don't think it's bad. I think it's very good. However, I don't think it works for me. I agree with you. I think if a website or a game has issues, those should be addressed rather than building us a dumbed down version of the site or game. So, like, to be fair, I think the idea of the invisible user interface is actually very smart. It's something that you can access anywhere. The problem is that it's not the system. And so because it's not the official system, sometimes you don't get all the features that the official system has. Now, I'm assuming with Mastodon's nature that it is more developer friendly. Twitter is not developer friendly. Twitter never was developer friendly. Any large company is not usually developer friendly. They're just not. It's just not really how it works, because they don't really care as much about developers. They care about just leveraging the content and selling ads. So it's not as important to them that developers can access their services unless that means that there's going to be a return on it. So, but that being said, like I said, if you like it, I'm happy. And I want people to like what they like. It's just, for me, it doesn't work for me. It's not something that I want in my life, and I don't want to do it. It's kind of like, I was talking to a friend of mine the other week, and I was like, hey man, Last of Us is amazing. It's really good. You should watch it. And he said, no, I'm not interested in another zombie show. I'm not interested in this trope. It's trash. It's overdone. I don't care. He's like, I might play the game, but I just think that the concept is dumb. I am not interested. And listen, it's not for me to change his mind. I don't necessarily agree with his statement, but that's okay. Like, that's how he feels. And that's okay. I personally think Last of Us is one of the best shows of the year. I think they did such a good job on it. I think it's better than the game. I love what they're doing with it. It's so good, but I understand. If they're not cold clients or students, people we serve. Yeah, legit, Austin. It's like PWSs, people we serve. Or persons we serve, I think it is. So, but yeah, I don't, like I said, I mean, Twitter is what I use. I have a lot of things that I follow there. And I'll be interested to see what the changes do because it's not looking good, honestly. But I'm sticking around. I'm sticking around till it bombs. The one thing that I'm going to lose, and it's going to be very hard for me, is I'm losing the user base. I'm losing all of you because you're not going to be using Twitter. And so when I want to tell you something about a stream coming up, now I have to find a new way to do that. It really has hurt me for advertising what I'm doing. So this is why it's more important than ever that you make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell and make sure you're getting all the notifications. I cannot state that enough because I'm going to lose the way that I get the word out. And that sucks. But you know what? That's the way it is. So I can sit here and cry about it, or I can just be like, all right, well, now I got to figure out something else. So when you're writing progress reports and you're not allowed to use their name in the report, you just have to put the person, where use the word client a lot. I think you can still, I don't know, because I have not gotten into a lot of report writing because the clients that I see, I haven't had to write reports on. So, yeah, that sucks. A lot of people use Telegram channels, and you could have IFT post from Telegram to other places. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Telegram might be an option. Don't get me started on Telegram. Telegram annoys me, but I might actually consider doing that. If I could do an announce group and I can do it in such a way where no one has my phone number, yeah, I could probably see my way to doing that. I'm very protective of my phone number. I've had the same number for a long time. It's near and dear to my heart. I can actually remember it. I don't normally remember numbers. So the fact that I have a number that I can remember, I don't want to lose that number. I like it. So, yeah. I don't know. So, what I wanted to show you, if Eli is still here, is my buddy Eli is a good speaker. He was very nervous in his presentation last week, and he used a lot of crutch words. So, being the kind and caring person that I am, I offered to clean up his speech a little bit in his presentation, which I'm still working on because there's a lot of crutch words. But I'm making it sound good. I want it to sound good. It's an important presentation. Legit, I think what he did was really cool. Eli's a smart dude, and he's going places. I'm just going to tell you right now, the dude is going places. He's smart. He's way smarter than I am. Legit. Like, I really think he is smarter than I will ever be. But I had to pick at him a little bit because of his superfluous use of crutch words. Eli says, "LOL, here we go." So, well, see, I'm doing it now. So we have this.
It's
So this is his presentation. This is the whole presentation, by the way. This is it. No, I'm kidding. It's actually a really good presentation. He talked about teams and a more organized SharePoint experience using OneDrive, which is amazing, and it has already paid dividends. And like I said, he's a smart dude. But yes, a lot of ums and uhs. And so I had some fun because when you're editing a presentation, you have to have a little fun. Let me explain. I went to Whirly's and bought half a friendship with Liam, and it could be a problem. That could be a problem. Yeah, Brandon says drink 6 cups of coffee before that won't happen. Well, if I remember correctly, Eli was on some cold medicine too, so he was kind of a little loopy. If I remember correctly. Oh, okay. Regarding Telegram and phone numbers, yeah, it's a setting. Don't give people your number unless they are in your contacts. Okay, I'll have to look into that because, again, my other option is to use another number, like a throwaway, which I could do, but then it kind of limits what I can actually do because I actually do have people that I want to have my number and I want to talk to those people. WhatsApp will never happen because you have to have a number on WhatsApp, and haha, yeah, I know. Listen, I don't need randos having my phone number. It's bad enough. Listen, it's bad enough when people find me on Skype and think that it's okay to call me at 2 a.m. It is completely unacceptable. By the way, I'm going to just say that again. It is unacceptable to do that. Don't ever do that. Bad. Just don't. Also, I mention this every few months and I'll just do it now. I am a public person because that's how I am. But I have private spaces. And Facebook, for example, is a very private space to me. So please don't add me to Facebook thinking that I'm going to friend you. No. And then don't get upset when you don't get friended because that's my private space. That's my space. Not my space. Like, not my space, but like that is my space. So I just want to point that out because every now and then it gets a little crazy. It's been pretty good. Facebook's been okay. Sometimes it flares. It's funny. Things are quiet and then 5 people add me as a friend in one day. And I'm just like, no, what's going on? Is it like a full moon out or something? But Facebook is kind of a private space to me. My Skype is a private space. Discord is not necessarily a private space, though I really would prefer, honestly, that people, like if you need something, I have email and stuff. I don't know. Mike Pollock, who is the voice of Dr. Eggman and Sonic, wrote a really amazing article that I would love to link to, and it's about what is considered appropriate contact. And he talks a lot about how the social media and especially the private spaces on social media is akin to a dressing room. So when you see an actor that you like, you see them on stage, or like a band that you like, you see them on stage and you enjoy them, you cheer for them. You might get to interact with them by shouting, "Hey, you guys rule," or whatever. And they might throw you a drumstick or something, but it's not acceptable to walk into that band's dressing room. That's their private space. And so Mike Pollock has essentially said, hey, think of my private direct messages and my personal space as my dressing room. You wouldn't walk into my dressing room. And I really think that that's profound. Like, it's really such a great way to put it. And I know that, I straddle that line because we have a Discord server. And the Discord server is kind of a private space. You come, hang out, and you chat. And so the line gets a little blurred. Well, look, there's Liam right there. All I have to do is right-click and message him. But to me, direct messages, Skype, Facebook especially, is like my dressing room. That's my private space. That's where I can go sit on the couch and drink an Evian. Brian says, do I announce my stuff on Discord as well? Yes, I'm always announcing stuff on Discord. Oh, yeah, and WhatsApp disallows Google voice numbers. Oh, gross. I was pretty hyped up and nervous. I can assure you this was a experience I'll learn from, says Eli. I've been watching your marathon, says McKenna. I absolutely love them. Why would someone even call at 2 o'clock in the morning? That's ridiculous. I don't know. Probably because it's 4 in the afternoon there, and so people don't care about time zones. Oh, man, MySpace, says Patrick. Yes. So Eli has ventured and for the digression there, has ventured into doing something else. And I'd like to present his presentation in song form.
Beautiful. So we have started recording, and we can get on the road here. Quite that'll
Beautiful, Eli, beautiful.
Thank you for doing all this. This is fantastic.
Yes, I love that Brian got a cameo at the end of that. Do I use Skype? I do, yeah. I have a few friends that still use it, and for whatever reason, it's what they use, so I keep it around. I'm actually surprised that Skype is even still around. I can understand when not wanting to get random Facebook friends when Facebook is for family. Yeah, my Facebook is very much for family. I tend to overshare on Facebook. I write a lot about how I'm feeling, what's going on, what I'm thinking. It's not quite like a teen girl's diary. It's not as angsty, but I definitely write how I feel. I'm just very angsty sometimes. Not as bad as like an emo girl, but it does go there sometimes. I wrote an 8-page post about a guinea pig that I used to have, and that's actually my pinned post right now. It was just a long post and very heartfelt and stuff, but not necessarily public consumption. And so I think everyone should have a space that's their space. That's their private space. Some people are more private people. Again, by nature, I'm not, because of what I do. I have to put myself out there for people. And I enjoy it. I like hanging out with you guys. That's why I do chatting with viewers every Friday. It's fun. I love hanging out with you. I love talking to you. It's like a personal thing. It's kind of like, I don't want to say intimate, because sometimes we misuse that word a little bit. But I mean, if that sort of intimacy is on only blind fans, but it's more of like an intimate, like, hey, let's just hang out. Let's talk. I'm not playing a game. I'm not doing something crazy. I'm just chatting with you, talking about what's going on. But I'm going to find the article because it's really good. It's such a great article. And like, Mike Pollock's a great dude and great voice actor, very well spoken, but it really resonated with me because it wasn't like a post that was like, hey, don't bother me. But it was like, listen, this is why it's not acceptable. And this is why it's not appropriate. And I thought it was really good because it wasn't someone going, I don't want to deal with you. It was someone going, listen, here is my private space. Please understand that I want a space that's mine and that I don't want someone coming into that space. And there are legal issues with that. When you're an older man, it is a little awkward when children are messaging you. That could be a legal problem. So, yeah, I actually know a streamer. She's a teacher, and she said straight up, she's like, listen, if someone's under 18, I don't want to talk to them. And it's nothing against them, but it is a headache that I don't ever want to deal with. She's like, if that's someone's kid, that's cool, but I legit do not want to have a conversation with someone who is a minor. Yeah, James says, loving the dressing room analogy. It resonated with me when he wrote that about, your private spaces are like your dressing room. And he said, would you walk into an actor's dressing room? No, you wouldn't. It wouldn't be acceptable. And I just was like, yeah, dude, I'm with you. Like Elton Brown, who I really like a lot, has kind of a very sort of snobbish post about like, these are my rules for when you meet me. This is what is acceptable. And I was like, damn, bro, I like your stuff, but and I actually understood where he was coming from, but it comes off as elitist. Whereas like Mike Pollock's post, he lays it out really well and goes, listen, this is why I'm not okay with this. I realize that I voiced a character that you love, and I'm honored by that. I love that you love Eggman. He's great. But understand that I am an adult and I've got my space. And a lot of the people that like what I do are kids. And kids really shouldn't be chatting up an adult. Adults shouldn't be chatting up kids. You know? Brandon says loving it. That should be tuned. I was going to tune it, actually. And Eli says, you're a talented monster. I was going to tune it, and I was trying, and it just did not sound natural. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone. Yeah. Shout out to the Leica timing. Yes, my favorite part of the whole thing is how the only word of the song that he gets in the right place is Leica.
Beautiful. So we have started recording, and we can get on the road here. Quite a
right here.
That'll
just Leica, just like a diamond, but it's the one word that he gets, but everything else is listen, that was a completely accidental. It wasn't completely accidental, because as I was building it, I was like, I have a Leica in here. I'm like, I'm using this, but I never isolated that, thinking that I would use that in Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as the one correct lyric. It just happened that way. Camaro says, isn't the default Telegram app inaccessible? I don't have Telegram personally. So I don't think it's inaccessible. It's, well, I hate accessible and usable. I think it's usable. I don't think it's convenient. But it is usable. You can read messages with it. You can write messages with it. It works. Oh no. Maddie says, I'm up. It's been a rough night. Oh no, Maddie. Unfortunately, it's what you get for being well known in this community, but it's no excuse for not letting you have personal space. If people want to talk to you, they should just email or something. Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as like, I mean, you know, you hear stories of like Tom Jones, the singer, like was in the bathroom once and like a girl ran in and tried to jump in his stall. Like, whoa, dude. Have you had a chance to begin reading A Movie Making Nerd? No, I have not. And I haven't forgotten about it. I'm still working my way through this video game book. I've got like 4 hours left. It's called The History of Video Games. And so it's 2 volumes. And volume 2 came out in, I think, 2021. So I'm finishing that up, and then that's the Nerds book is going to be my next one. I'll say this again. That's creatively mean, LOL. I remember in my teen years, I did not have proper internet etiquette, and it rightly got me kicked out of certain internet spaces. Nowadays, I am very reserved. And I understand that, listen, you get excited, and I understand that a lot of people, for whatever reason, look up to me as some sort of role model. You poor people. And I get that. And I'm honored by that. That is a wonderful thing. But just bring it down. Bring it down a little bit. It's okay. An encore. I'm honored. There are some oddities with the app, but it is for sure usable if you're okay with dealing with that. Yeah, the keyboard navigation's all over the place. So like if you're trying to use it with like an orbit writer, it is but you can use it. There was another app, but I don't know what happened to it. There was Telegraph, but I heard that does not work or something happened. I don't know. I feel the same way about Telegram as I do with Steam. I hate with the back. I don't hate Telegram because Unigram on Windows is decent. but I don't enjoy Telegram either. I tolerate it. I am more of a WhatsApp fan. I love WhatsApp. I use it all the time. That's been my very popular platform. The problem with it is that there are people that I would like to talk to, but I don't want them to have my phone number because it is my number for my phone. And so, I don't want them to have that. I don't. Bright Guide might still exist. What happened? Wasn't there a Telegraph? I mean, I know there was another app, but I can't remember what it was now. So there was Telegraph. Like Windows has Unigram. I guess Tweezcake does Telegram as well. I'd rather just use Unigram personally. Nothing against Tweezcake. I don't like that name. I just don't like it. I don't know. Certain app names bother me. Blind Dog, what was it? Or was it Guide Dog Games? I still can't roll with that. I'll never roll with that. I'll never want to roll with that. It was supposed to be like Steam for blind people. Could not deal with the name. Legit, like, dude wrote to me and was like, I'm doing a thing like Steam. People can buy games. ... Are you interested? And I was like, maybe. What's your thing called? And he's like, Guide Dog Games. And I said, no, dude, I'm done. I'm out. I don't dislike the name Tweezcake as much as I dislike Guide Dog Games. Guide Dog Games actually made me angry. Tweezcake, I just roll my eyes at it. I just roll my eyes at it. I'm the same way. I only let close friends and family have my phone number. Yeah, I've got a separate number now that I'm using as sort of a business, like for students or persons we serve number, because really I don't want to stick it on a business card. Because, I mean, I guess I could, but like, I don't know. I like my number, man. I've had it for a long time. I'd like to keep it. It's kind of weird when I come down here, like now I'm in Missouri, I'll give people my number. I'll be like, so it's, this area code. And people will be like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's a Chicago area code. Then that's where I'm from. Because where I live, the area code is 660. So everyone's like expecting that you're giving them the first three numbers of your phone number. So you start going, so it's ... And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, what, you thought I was 660? And they're like, well, yeah. And I'm like, no, dude, I got a special number because I am a special human. Speaking of things like Itch and Steam, you should introduce some of your newer viewers to the Blind Angler. No. Why would I? No, we're not playing the Blind Angler. Why would I? Or am I playing the Blind Fisherman? Do I have the Blind Angler? I do have the Blind Angler. Yeah, we can play Blind Angler.
Welcome to the Blind Angler, in which your job is to catch as many fish as you can. When you catch a fish, it will automatically be weighed, and you will hear the weight of the fish. When you are finished, you may end
Brandon,
the
I hate you.
game, and you will hear the total weight of
I hate you so
everything
much.
you have caught.
Why did you do this? Okay. Oh, I have to click the fish button. Okay.
You caught it.
Yeah, I got a fish. All right, I caught a total one, and their total weight is 7 pounds. All right, fish again.
You caught it.
Oh, 5 pounds. All right, 2 fish for 12 pounds.
Fish shot away.
Oh, the fish got away.
Fish shot away.
No, that one got away too.
Fish shot away.
No, I can't fish.
Fish shot away.
No.
You away.
Ooh, that's a 12-pounder. All right, so 3 fish, 24 pounds. So that makes my average 8. Look at me doing math like a boss.
Fish shot away.
No, my fish got away.
You away.
Oh, 6 pounds. All right, 30. I don't know. 30 divided by 4 is like 11 or something. I have no idea. I don't do math.
You away.
Ooh, 8 pounds, 38. Look at that. All right, 5 fish, 30. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to end the game.
Thank you for playing the line angler. We hope that you have enjoyed yourself.
Dude, what is wrong with you? Oh my. Okay. And it won't stop until it's done. I think he did this on purpose.
Oh
my God. And it won't stop. Oh, that is horrible. That is the worst game ever made. Brandon, I hate you. No, Nicegram was the other app I might have been thinking of. Okay. Eli owns like 900 games on Steam. Right, but you had Vision before, right? So you've collected a lot of games. Oh, yep, I know 660 people. Yeah, man. You're not far from me, dude. You're not at all far from me. I think we've discussed this. You're a few hours from me. He just doesn't want to feature my game. For some reason, I'm not a fan of when they use the word blind in almost everything, like games for blind people and stuff. Dusko, yes, I have, and I have not emailed you back yet. Because I wanted to actually write you an email. I think it's really cool that you have a game idea. You know what? I'm going to email you instead of doing it here. But I think it's cool. The problem is I don't have time to code a game, but I think it's really cool, and I hope that you can get it made. But I do not have time to freelance. I don't have time to make my own games. Is this a game that was made in like the 60s? Yeah, it's an audio game from the 60s. His voice sucks. You hear that, Brandon? Your voice sucks. Sounds like he's having a stroke. I will never ask you to do that again. That's amazing. And yes, sports commentaries. Hi, Lily. You should feel attacked. That was horrible. Shame on you. By the way, for those that don't know, that is a parody of another game that was made that literally is very similar to that, but the gentleman who wrote the game was charging $5 for it. So that is Brandon's satirical parody of that game. And that's amazing, by the way. Message me off, and don't use BGT. Yeah, don't use BGT. Yeah, exactly, Austin. That's what it was made in response for. And it's funny, actually. How's BrainStation going? So, oh yeah, it's not closing as a bug and easy to fix. That's why I figured. I actually figured you did it on purpose. BrainStation's good. The problem is I haven't had time to work on it, and it's really frustrating because there's a chance that I might be bringing BrainStation to the NFB of Missouri convention and actually letting people play it. but I don't have like a more finished version, and I really hate to bring it and then be like, hey, sorry guys, it's not actually out yet, but I'd like to, but I'm interested in maybe having people test it, and I might bring it to St. Louis in April. So if you live in Missouri and you're coming to the NFB convention for whatever reason, you might get to play Brain Station. Wait, I will go if you do that. I'm noticing a trend. Blind creatives have an evil side. Oh, dude, you don't know, Eli. You don't know. I put the Talking Liam doll commercial in your folder. I don't know if you heard it yet. I haven't played it for the group because it's a little dark, but I'm going to play it. Also, we're starting to come up on towards 10, so we need to go soon because me and Eli have to go to class together. We're study buddies. Here you go. I'm going to play this. It's the all-new Talking Liam doll. Just take him out of the box and watch him go.
Hi, I'm Liam. Let's be friends.
He knows over 150 phrases.
What should we have for breakfast? I love puppies and kitties. I watch you when you sleep.
He can even play lots of different games.
Let's play hide and seek. When I find you, I will kill you. Can you guess what I'm thinking of? That's right. I'm thinking of stabbing your mommy.
The Talking Liam doll. Fun for the entire family.
Red rum! Red rum!
Aw, isn't he cute? Buy your Talking Liam doll wherever children's toys are sold.
It's time for you to die.
Hey, you're not supposed to do that. Hey, no! It's so squishy. It really is. Eli says, yes, let's learn a book together, LOL. Yeah, sports commentaries, I figured as much, because you're the only person besides my friends that call me Lily, so I kind of figured as much. Everyone's going to call me Lily now. Damn it. Let's learn a book together. Yeah, let's learn a book together. Let's learn to read. LOL, the Talking Liam doll documentary. So yeah, that's the Talking Liam doll. I'm actually going to, maybe this month, when I have an afternoon free, we're going to do another session, guys, where I make a commercial. And it's going to be fun. I want to do another one. They're really fun. I just have not had free time because class be cray-cray. And, well, class be cray-cray. So, yeah, just haven't had time. So we are coming up on the end because, again, I've got class, I've got a student, and it's Friday is my hell day. So, but I like to start it with you guys because I miss you. I don't get to see you as much as I'd like. I really don't. And you guys are fun. I enjoy having you here with me, and I'm glad that you can come hang out and chill. So we do this every Friday morning, by the way. So this is every morning or every Friday morning. It is a regular thing. It is always at the same time. So it's always going to be here. Probably going to miss a week in March, but normally it's going to be a thing, and might miss a week if I do NFB of Missouri. Yeah. Well, Eli, I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you in like 20 minutes, really. But, yeah, I'm thinking about bringing Brain Station to it. So if you're in the St. Louis area or you're in Missouri and you're coming down for the convention, there's been some interest in me bringing the game down. It's not finished, but I would like to put people in front of it and let them play it and let people try it, see how they feel about it. Yeah, I don't know for sure. I will let you know though, and I'm going to know soon because I have to make the arrangements because I got to get a hotel and stuff. It's going to be expensive. but it might be a cool chance to get out and travel. So we'll see. Child's Play, yeah. The next generation of Chucky, the talking Liam. Yeah, he is kind of like Chucky. Hope says I would never buy one of those. So, but yeah, we're gonna see. I think there's a chance that it will be coming to NFB of Missouri. It's affordable to do it. They've asked me if I would bring it. I also got asked if I would speak and maybe do a session on some gaming stuff. So we'll see. I have to reach out to some people and get that ball rolling soonish, but we'll see. Class, what are we learning about today? So our class is more of case management and checking in. Students are supposed to do presentations. We're going to work on that. I was going to present WinGet, but I think I'm doing it next week, I hope, because I am not prepared. So, unfortunately, though, my name is Talking Liam, and I don't think I like you. Yeah, it would be super, super cool, says Patrick. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm going to decide. I have to know soon because there's a cutoff and it's like the beginning of March, I think. So they've got to have the exhibitors in. I'm probably just going to get like a simple $40 table or something. I'm not going to go crazy, but I have to talk to them to find out what I need to bring because I'll need to power a laptop for a day. The exhibit hall is open, I think, from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. So I got to sit for 8 hours and play Brain Station. Not that that's a bad thing. So, and I guess we could play Super Egg Hunt too, actually. That might not be awful either. But I'm going to look and see what I can do. So my calendar just went off to tell me that I've got a meeting coming. So, yep. Yeah, I got an email about the cutoff recently. Yeah, I think you and me both got the same email. Talk about that. It's interesting. But yeah, dude, if you're gonna go, I mean, obviously, me going is not predicated on if you're going. It sounds like you going may be predicated on whether I go. I don't really want to go because it's a lot of money. But if there's going to be interest, then I can get some people to be like, yes, please bring your game. We will play it. Yeah, I could probably be talked into doing that. Also, NanoPack's going to be there, and I actually want to talk to them. So it may actually be worth me going just for that. So, last comment. I'm blind, but after that brutality, I want to look into the mirror and ask, are Male and I really friends? So listen, it is time for me to go. Guys, I thank you so much for being here. This has been a lot of fun. We do this every Friday morning, 9 p.m. Eastern, 1400 UTC. It happens every Friday morning. I hang out for about an hour, hour and a half, sometimes a little longer if it gets chatty. But now it is time to get ready for class. So I will see you all later. As always, thanks for watching and or listening. I will be back sooner than later with more game stuff. We have not done any crazy party at all this year. That's crazy to think. So we're going to fix that. I do not know if it's going to be this weekend. If I can, I'll try to stream tomorrow. I have to make stew tomorrow, but I'm sure once that's in the crock pot, then I'm good to go. But keep following the channel for updates. If you're not on the Discord server, join, please. It is super easy to do. You can find out more at lirvin.me or just visit lirvin.me/chat. And it is as easy as that. It's a pretty good sized community. People get along pretty well. No one fights. Sometimes we have to put Brandon in his place, but usually he's pretty good. But yeah, no, it's a fun place to hang out. And I will see you all next week. Time to go to class.